Thank you. The next question, the member for Kingston and the Islands.
Mr. Speaker, the Premier boasted last week that the funding for post-secondary education announced on Monday would be, quote, fabulous. It's not fabulous, it's famine. The funding just proposed is less than half of what the government's own Blue Ribbon panel recommended. In turn, that recommendation, under a mandate to be fiscally responsible, only partly restored what this government has allowed to erode away with inflation. On Monday, the minister was repeatedly asked how her fabulous announcement was even an adequate response to her own Blue Ribbon panel. The minister fell back on blaming Ottawa for her government's mismanagement, and then we learned yesterday that they did not attend meetings with their federal counterparts. Mr. Speaker, when will they get it done right and deliver adequate funding for Ontario colleges and universities?
The Minister of Colleges and Universities.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I will take no advice from that member of the Liberal Party on post-secondary education in this province. In fact, under the leadership of the Liberal government, tuition rose to the highest in Canada. Shameful. Under the leadership of Premier Ford, we decreased tuition by 10%, and it remained frozen. We announced just the other day, and we are continuing to freeze tuition in this province. We are making post-secondary affordable for students in this province. Mr. Speaker, I announced a historic investment, $1.3 billion, the largest investment in post-secondary education in more than a decade. We will ensure that our institutions have the stability and the predictability and not on the backs of Ontario students.
Supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, this Premier likes to say he's for the people. We know he's for his friends. Recently, we learned that the PCs and the Minister of Colleges and Universities have been hosting over the last few years fundraisers attended by many officials of for-profit private career colleges that have boomed under this government. A month ago, only after the federal government took the drastic step of capping international student visas, did this government put a moratorium on new public-private partnerships and begin a review of international student programs. Why did the Conservative government hold back and let the situation get so completely out of hand? When they're under criminal investigation by the RCMP for the Greenbelt scandal, how can we take seriously the Premier's words at a news conference that, quote, no one can influence our government, no one can influence any minister at all?
And again to respond, the Minister of Colleges and Universities.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This government is for the people and for the students, and we have proven that. Mr. Speaker, while this Premier freezes tuition, the leader of the Liberal Party wants to hike tuition. Wow. We are ensuring that tuition is affordable for every student in this province. Mr. Speaker, there is an affordability crisis. The price to heat, to eat, to rent. We are going to ensure that every student has access to affordable post-secondary education in this province. Mr. Speaker, we made a historic announcement, $1.3 billion to ensure sustainability and predictability for our institutions in this province. Hear, hear.